We're over.
Hello, I am the awkward GM Corbin. Thank you all for joining us this morning as we play, or whatever time zone you're in, as we play Trinity Continuum Assassins, the Bloody Burrows into the Vault. I will get into more information about what that means in a bit, but I did post a link if you want to check out the book that this session is based on. I am going to introduce people clockwise this time with Ryan.
Hi, yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm rapidly typing thank you for the raid into chat because I can do that. Yeah, I'm Ryan, Comrade Bubbles, they, any. Today I'm playing Ashley Silvers, they, them. This is not my first time playing Trinity Continuum, but it is my first time playing Assassins, so we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. And now up to Minty.
Hi everyone, I'm Debo. I am going to be playing a Kirk Sadler, and this will be both my first time with Trinity and with Assassins, so I'm happy to see what the experience is going to be.
Awesome. And Bliss.
Hello, I am Bliss Steele and she, her, and today I am playing Nadidi Abara, also she, her, and this is also my first time playing Trinity and also Assassins. So yeah, gonna be fun.
Awesome. And Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Savicki, she, her. I'm around the internet as Rachel writes things on various platforms. And I'm playing Teresa Makedo. And this is my first time playing Assassins. I've played Trinity a couple of times, but looking forward to it.
Awesome. And I am the awkward GM Corbin. I mentioned that before, but you can find me on YouTube at awkward GM Corbin. And I'm not .com because that's not how that works. But in case, if you're unfamiliar with Trinity Continuum Assassins, you would be playing assassins, people who live in the shadow of society, essentially a world within the world. Think of John Wick, where the assassins are everywhere, yet no one seems to know where they are. There is this sort of reality where they live, where they can just take down people with simple wooden swords or things of that nature, and they cut as if they are made of carbon fiber steel and stuff like that, which is kind of insane. In any case, there are a variety of assassin groups. Most of the ones in the book are about taking out people who reside in the twilight or the shadow, twilight being the criminals, shadow being the assassins. Anything in daylight is considered the people, the civilians, the talents, things of that nature. But you will not have to worry about any of that tonight because we are going into the vault, the Mercer Vault to be specifically. Max Mercer, founder of the Aeon Society, created a prison specifically for talented individuals, people with powers beyond the understanding of natural sciences, deep within Rikers Island in New York City, in the Bronx to be more specific. The island itself hosts a maximum security prison, but hidden beneath that is another prison, a prison designed for those who have used their powers for not good purposes. And in this scenario, you are all currently on a helicopter where a video is being played for you through headsets. Man in a mask, the mask having devil-like features, red, white, and black. And it says to you, this contract is of the utmost importance. We have word that an anathema assassin, one who has broken the assassin's code, is now residing within Rikers, specifically the Mercer Vault. We do not know which level they are in there. However, we do know it is very deep inside. You will be dropped a little bit offshore of the island itself. And you will have 24 hours to get down into the heart of it at the very least, kill the assassin, and escape without alerting suspicion. As this is a shadow contract, you are not guaranteed safety. You are going up against someone with abilities much like your own. Be careful in there. You will be dropping in 1 minute. Headsets off. You have had time to plan before this. We will be doing leverage or Ocean's 11 rules, where if you need to have something in a scene, we can harken back to a previous moment in the prior to the drop where you collected that item or information. So all four of you are currently in the helicopter awaiting the green light. What do you do?
Real quick before we get started, do we start with 4 momentum?
We do.
Cool. I'll put it in the Zoom chat so that we can all see how much momentum we have.
And we are using the story path dice spot for specifically because we're not doing story path ultra. This is the original story path. We will be using the SPU_quick command, or SPU, if you want to have a little bit more assistance in typing out the dice. I hope that helps.
I'm doing my usual pre-mission checkup of just making sure that no one has an obvious wound that's going to slow them down. Make sure I know where my field kit is if needs be.
Kirk is going over their kit of little tinctures and making sure it's well hidden.
Teresa has a small notebook out, and she is kind of looking around the inside of the helicopter and taking some notes. Very kind of keeping them facing herself so that nobody else can see what she's writing.
And Nididi is also just making sure she's got all her equipment and stuff, taking note of the general state of everybody, just in case somebody gets injured and doesn't want to talk about it, I will figure it out because I know what state you were in before, kind of thing.
Is at this moment the green light goes on. Everyone's in sort of cover-all wetsuit situation as you are dropped out of the moving helicopter near Rikers. There is a fog cover as you are landing into the bay, as it were, or in the water just before sunrise. Everyone roll me athletics plus might checks. This is for just getting to the shoreline. It will be a difficulty of 0 for the moment, but it will tell me who is getting there first.
Not me. Or Kirk.
Not me.
You didn't put any ranks into swim.
Astonishingly, when I made a medic, I wasn't anticipating an aquatic assault.
Okay, yeah.
I apologize. What's the command for the dice bot?
/SP quick. It should come up autocomplete if you do /.
Beautiful.
I did SPU. Sorry if that messed things up. I'll do it
No
right
worries.
next time.
No worries. Everyone has drowned.
End
Well,
of
that's cooking,
end of
everyone.
stream.
We're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to play this, no. But in any case, everyone sort of manages to get swept up a little bit in the water. You get onto the shoreline, but it is definitely not as close to where you should be. The Mercer Vault itself is hidden within it's sort of hidden in a derelict building, supposedly derelict building on Rikers Island that is used for storage, but is in fact just a cover. How do you all wish to proceed? Did you bring disguises? What do you have for your duffel bags and things?
Do we know anything about like security patrols or anything on the island?
Roll for me a intellect plus culture or cunning larceny or whatever skill plus attribute you think would be good for such research. Enigmas might work as well, I think.
Well, all of those are things that I don't have.
If you could think of
Cool.
a reason though, like survival or something, I'll roll with it.
Look, I am a true crime writer who decided to jump in on this, so I have I have the intellect. We'll roll. We're gonna say larceny. All
Okay.
right.
Did you roll?
I did.
Uh, you know that at the very least, you didn't get any successes. You'd know at the very least that the guards on the Riker guards themselves probably won't be paying attention to you. It is the specialty guards for the actual vault that you're probably going to have to worry about.
Okay.
Anyone else want to do some researching beforehand?
Yes, I would probably have, like, in no the word blueprint, that's the word, knowing like where we're trying to make land. I would have got like a map of topographical map of the island, and then as much of a blueprint as I could have to figure out a way into where we're going that would keep us out of the obvious patrol routes without actually finding the patrol routes myself.
Okay. Roll me a technology plus intellect or cunning plus enigmas, something along those lines where it's for like trying to track down this hidden information.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cunning and enigmas. I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. As the other dice pool is 0.
Yeah, no worries.
Sweet. A success.
Yes, a success. You would know that the way that the Rikers Island has set up the Mercer Vault is that it is effectively, there is a front door area that once you go into the sort of retired holding centers that they have, there is an elevator that goes directly down through all the floors. However, it is highly guarded, highly recorded. Essentially, it has security cameras. It has fail safes in it that would need to be bypassed. There is also a stairwell, but the stairwell is a lot longer of a trek going down there. You have to go through each of the floors, and there are various wings within the Mercer Vault. There is, for instance, the first one that you know about, and this is just because you have one success. It's the Dixon Wing. And the Dixon Wing holds many people who wish to be there. They aren't prisoners in the traditional sense. They are patients afflicted with anomalous abilities that are a danger to the public. So these are people who kind of like Rogue from X-Men, where it's like they are actually probably actively seeking treatment because their ability is a detriment to their life. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the downside of being a talent.
Yeah.
I assume that we would have had a discussion beforehand about lift or stairs, or elevator if you prefer, and my stance would be I have no technological prowess whatsoever. So, like, hacking a security system or disposing of guards is not in my forte.
I know a tiny bit about technology, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to hack a security system.
Could I make a roll to see if Kirk could have gotten their hands on some credentials or even badges of some sort for this mission?
Yeah, go for it. Larceny plus cunning.
Perfect. Everything is fine. Everything is cool. Oh, that's not the right number of dice. Forgot 2 of them. Apologies. Well, 1.
One.
Only 1.
So you're looking for badges to get you within this area. So
Into
I
the
would
vault.
say into the vault. You have badges that give you access to the first wing, the wing I just described. It is not going to get you deeper in, but at the very least, it would give you access to that area so you could find someone who does have access deeper in. These are badges for people who are either nurses or janitors, maintenance workers. People who wouldn't be looked twice at for having the credentials, basically.
Kirk would pass off the badges like one at a time to everyone else without a word and just pocket their own. This will be enough to get to the self-inflicted wing. Anything beyond that, we'll need to improvise.
What exactly would we be rolling if I were to think that I could hack a security system?
It would be either enigmas or technology plus intellect.
Okay. Yeah, still not confident that Teresa can pull that off.
I actually have a few in enigmas and also intellect. So if need be, I could give it a whack. But yeah, I say we pass ourselves off as cleaning crew until the need arises.
Yeah, sounds like we are not confident that we could do the elevator, so let's
Stairs.
yeah, let's take the stairs.
Okay. In the
Teresa,
Yep.
so Teresa does have direction sense, which means that she knows where she's going. So can we try and find the whatever the obvious entrance would be for us to go in as perhaps cleaning crew coming on shift?
Oh yeah. You easily managed to get yourself in the right. I'm just trying to look up direction sense to see what the ability does.
Teresa always knows which direction she is facing, never suffers penalties to navigate or find her way, and gains 1 enhancement to any action related to navigating or plotting a course.
For the moment, I'll say that gives you a automatic success for getting to the vault itself. It'll be a lot useful, very useful when you get into the vault itself and try and navigating the various wings. So keep that
Awesome.
in mind.
Yeah.
You get to what appears to be a dilapidated, rundown section of Rikers Island, holding cells, a wing of the prison that is no longer in use. But as you walk in, there's a security guard, old guy, sitting at the desk, and he says, "Oh, coming in. Can I see your badges? Are you here for an inspection or something?"
Cleaning crew. And Kirk will slip his badge over to let him look at it without letting go of it, just so he can look at it.
Okay. Difficulty 1, with a complication of 1, just for maybe setting off some suspicions, but nothing that would break your disguises at the moment, just sort of put people on edge. Cunning plus persuasion, or sorry, persuasion plus presence, or cunning plus, or manipulation plus persuasion, and you get an enhancement of 1 because you're using the security badge.
Right. Cunning, persuasion, enhancement 1, complication 1. Did y'all know we have to roll dice in this game?
What?
I was not aware. Let me make sure I roll the actual right number this time, though.
No worries. Here's me looking up some rules I wrote in the Bloody Burrows for breaking cover as a tiered list of things. Oh yeah, there's the security right now is relaxed. It can get cautious, where they believe there might be a threat, but they're not sure about it. Alarmed is when they have a legitimate threat that they believe exists. And then identified is when they know you're there. Right now, we are in the relaxed state.
So that is 3 successes.
Okay. He looks at the badges of all of you. He says, "Oh, new hires. Well, don't fuck it up." And he drops a little bit of the doddering old food stereotype, and he opens up the corridor behind him, and he says, "Elevators on the left, stairs on the right. Break room is in the Dixon wing. There'll be a map down there. You'll be fine."
Thank you, sir. And
Nod and immediately go.
yep.
He goes back to his Sudoku. So before you is a sort of sterile white hall with some blue lighting at the tops in band LED forms. Going for the staircase, you say?
For the stairs.
Keeps us out of the cameras.
Okay. You go about 6 flight of stairs down. There are some cameras, but they're easy enough for you to at least put a hat down and dodge in that way. I'm not going to have you roll for every security camera that is on this floor. You are trained assassins after all. You get to the Dixon wing of it, and you're not in a prison. It doesn't feel like a prison. You feel like you're in sort of a doctor's office or a hospital situation, maybe a rehab clinic. You can see the doors are all pretty much open. There are people who are milling about. You see people in blue, sort of blue, like, what does they call it? They don't call it blues for it, but like There are
Scrubs?
nurses, yeah, scrubs, exactly. You see blue scrubs, people in blue scrubs with white lab coat over it for doctor coat, and then you have people who are clearly patients who are some who are in hospital gowns, but others who are in sort of like sweats a little bit, like stuff that's more comfortable and not dehumanizing at the very least. There are people who you can see at least one person who has clearly um, poisonous spikes coming out of their face and wearing like oven mittens and things so that they don't accidentally hit someone. You see a person who every time they walk, their body stutters as if it were in a movie or like lag from a video game, and they partially walk through a door without opening. And they're like, God damn it! And
Do we know, so I know that we have to pass through this floor to continue down. Do we know anything about what we're going to run into next, or what kind of clearance would be needed for the next level down?
Roll me a research check. You can roll me an intellect or cunning, and I would say either we could say culture, enigmas, or maybe even larceny to an extent.
All right. I'll roll cunning and culture. I don't have um, any of the skills, but I do have cunning. So,
Yeah.
all right, I have one success.
One success. So you do manage to remember that at least on this floor, there is another stairwell that goes down. It goes down to a level called, excuse me, it was called the me jumping through my notes going like where was it, where was this,
Yeah,
where
no
was
worries.
that? It goes the new field wing. The new field wing is reserved for the rehabilitation of nonviolent inspired with criminal tendencies. So this is sort of like you use your powers to steal from people. We're gonna try and help you rehabilitate.
Okay. And do we know anything about what kind of staff would be on the new field wing?
It would be a lot more locked down, more general population, and like there would be security guards. There would still be janitors, but it would be less likely that there'd be doctors down there unless something really violent happened down there.
Okay.
Like authorization restrictions would likely be on a map, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Cool. I am keeping an eye out for the map. I have photographic memory, so as long as I've seen it, I will be able to recall it in perfect clarity.
Yeah. So looking at the map itself, you'll know it is sort of set up in a cross section. Center of the cross section is sort of like a nurse's station here. It is a map only for this level. You can see that there are a variety of rooms on each of the wings. Also in the center, though, is sort of like a variety of like a rec room, a break room for staff, a locker room within the break room for uniforms and things of that nature. Now the question is, how are you trying to blend in at the moment?
I'm sure we would have talked this through ahead of time,
Mhm.
but I would propose that we try and go pick up any kind of a laundry cart there is and take that through, and that'll give us some deniability since we actually are doing something. And if we need to swap into a doctor's coat or scrubs or even a patient uniform, we might then have them on hand.
Just for full transparency, because I assume we've worked together before.
Yeah.
I am a doctor.
Fantastic.
I rolled up a doctor. But photographic memory, human lie detector, and a skilled liar. My entire shtick is, somewhat amusingly for an Assassin's game, not actually hurting people. It's putting you all back together afterwards.
So you would know Teresa is a true crime author who decided that she was going to fix the stories so they end right. And so she has a ton of cunning and manipulation because she is basically just creating her own novel here that we're all part of.
Kirk wants to see if they could find like a janitor's cart with the cleaners on it, both for the sake of going undetected, but also those carts will usually have cleaners on them. And if they need to use the right amount to, say, make someone sick by slipping the right amount of cleaner in their drink to make them run to the bathroom, well, they'll have access to it.
Nadidi is also a doctor, but not recognized by any kind of board or anything like that. She is a street surgeon, a back alley surgeon. So she knows a lot about the human body and how to exploit it, and how to, make it feel better. But she's not a doctor, and nobody would recognize her as such unless she does something pretty doctory. And then they're like, "How did you learn how to do this?" And she's like, "I will not tell you."
Yeah, to
Just
clarify,
above.
sorry, just to clarify, I made a therapist who became a street surgeon. So
Did we make 3 doctor characters?
A hilarious assassins group.
we're gonna make this target so healthy that they die.
Doctor, doctor, doctor.
Doctor.
Not a doctor. Here to write
Ms.
it.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Writer.
Yeah.
But Kirk is keeping an eye out for where the janitor's carts coming from, going to, where are they going for a resupply, to see where they can grab one for themselves.
Roll me a bringing up Kurt's sheet. I would say roll me a. I'll say cunning plus larceny, or survival, if you'd want to sort of like navigate the where the janitors are coming from. Culture could work too, I'm thinking.
We'll do survival for some variety. All right, everything is fine, everything is cool.
Everything is awesome.
Oh, everything is awesome, apparently.
Yeah, everything's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Nice. We got 3 successes on that roll. You managed to basically just walk through into the janitor closet as one of the janitors leaves it, and like put your hand in the door jam a bit, open it up, and grab one of their carts. So now you have a cart.
With 3 successes, could I also see a couple bottles of cleaner extra and just throw them on the cart very casual, like,
yeah.
just, I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need this. The more chemicals and potential toxins I have at my disposal, the better.
Exactly. You have access to all that.
Yes.
I will say you're able to make 2 concoctions with what you have on there.
These aren't concoctions. These are just specialty cleaners. They're just very industrial strength.
Yep. Gonna be so clean, so healthy, so disinfected. Do we think that we still want to try and nab a laundry cart? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right.
Multiple covers is better than one.
Yeah, especially because like 4 of us with 1 janitor cart is gonna look a little suspicious. So, what would I need to do to look around and see if there is like a dirty laundry bin or something like that?
So cunning plus culture, or larceny, I would say.
Okay.
And survival if you wish. I will always take arguments for whatever abilities you have.
Well, let me take a quick look. All right. Cunning it is. All right, no successes there though.
You're looking around, and there's someone is in the laundry room already, and it's just sort of like, excuse me, you're not supposed to be here.
Oh,
This is
sorry.
This is laundry room. You're janitor. You're what? Like
Yep.
You're not housekeeping. Get out of here.
Oh, sorry. Where's the janitor's closet? And I just like casually ask for directions as if I'm lost on my first day and just went to the wrong closet.
Okay. Presence plus persuasion.
Okay.
And I will have a complication of one that that the sense of the security here will be cautious.
Okay. Could I argue for empathy instead of persuasion?
Yeah, empathy works.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be a difficulty 2 with a complication 1.
Okay. Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay, you can buy off the complication, but they will they'll not help you at all and kick you out. They're just like,
That's fine.
you new people, get out of here. Get out of here.
I just sorry. And return to the rest of the group. Guys, well, I found the laundry, but there's a really angry nurse in there.
We're called housekeeping. Kirk is nearby not pretending. They are mopping, but they're pretending as if they're not listening.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try. I kind of holding myself quite relaxed, but with that kind of like first down the job jitters, if that makes sense. I'll go in and I'm so sorry about we're new hires, you see. We're just trying to get a feel for how things are, and we thought this was our responsibility for the moment. Do you mind if we don't want to get into trouble on the first day? This is a big job for us. Could we just take it? And I'm trying to play on like good feeling, and that kind of thing, rather than pulling on the heartstrings, rather than just lying outright. Although obviously I'm doing that too. But
so manipulation plus persuasion or empathy.
I was hoping for empathy if I'm allowed it.
Yep. Dice bot's hating you guys today.
Yeah, really.
The dice have just been on me all day.
3 successes.
3 successes.
All right.
Okay. You're able to buy off the complication. You're able to, like, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. Take the cart. We need people to bring that over to bring it over to the locker room. So here you go.
Okay, thank you. Orientation was a blur, and I'll rattle off like mostly the right directions, but the final step is the wrong step.
Oh yeah, they'll correct you on that final step. They'll be like,
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, got it. And I'll take it out, and under my breath, just loud enough that they can hear, I'll repeat the directions that they gave until the door's closed, of course.
Yeah, and the doors do close, and the person's like, well, they seem nice.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. It was 5 successes. I get 2 enhancement online because I'm just that good.
Yes. The masteries for assassins are really good. Just be aware of that as you're playing, because I think there's some abilities down here like cutting impossible angles, spend an inspiration to ignore any cover, which is awesome.
The only one that really of mine that I think will matter really until people start getting hurt is that I took the society mastery group effort. So if we work together, it's better for us than if we didn't have it.
Awesome.
So we have the laundry cart and we have janitor's cart.
So I did
I-
not realize this, but I also am a skilled liar, which gives Teresa 2 enhancement on attempts to deceive others in person, over the phone, or in print. Which I will have to remember as we go forward.
Yeah. We can retcon the previous scene where it was both you and Ashley talking to this person and just like getting a better they had a great impression of both of you, even though both of you were lying out of your ass.
Fantastic.
Is there anything that Dee Dee has said that she would want to grab before we try and get to the next floor?
I don't think so. I think that, it takes two to push this big heavy laundry cart. So I'm support. I'm backup.
I am also might 1, so if someone could help me push this heavy laundry cart, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, see, we need all of us. Such a big cart. So heavy.
So heavy. So
All right,
there
well,
is. Yep.
yeah, it looks like you two have the laundry cart, and the janitor's cart is taken care of. So if I can swipe some like wet wipes or something, I will just casually wipe things down as we go through.
Yeah, go for it.
Scrub, scrub,
And
scrub.
there is a another staircase that goes down to the next floor. It is security badge. It requires a security badge to access to go down.
Right. This might be a good time for me to use my technological skills and try to bypass this thing.
Hit it.
So,
It'll be a difficulty of 3.
is that intellect and enigmas?
Yeah, intellect and enigmas. Actually, I'll say it's difficulty 2 with a complication of 1. The complication of 1 is triggering sort of like a failsafe that lets them know something was tampered with.
Okay, okay.
If we have a laundry basket, did someone leave a badge connected to something? If only we were that lucky.
Yeah, right.
1 success.
Yep.
Do you wish to just buy off the complication then?
Yeah, we can't have that.
So since we do have the laundry cart, could we look around and see if like maybe somebody left a coat on their chair with a badge on it or something that would be reasonable to like pick up and throw in the laundry?
I would say if you want to spend 2 momentum, you can have that. Otherwise, it'll be a difficulty for like larceny check to go through this
All right.
hamper.
That's right. We failed like 2 or 3 rolls to get to the island. That's momentum right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got 8 momentum, we'll say.
Nice.
At this moment. Remind me when we have failures, because that does give you momentum.
We're just so bad at swimming.
And botches exist in this system too, don't they?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've been playing too much Story Path Ultra where that doesn't exist anymore.
But I'm happy for 2 momentum to be spent for dramatic editing.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. Yeah, we'll snag a doctor's coat off his chair with the badge still on it.
Like, oh, this looks dirty.
Exactly.
He's gonna come
Throw
back
it
to
in
his
the
chair and be like,
laundry.
where the heck is my jacket?
Yep.
I don't have my badge. What the where?
Hmm.
And he can't leave the office because his office is locked. No,
Yep.
He lives here now.
All the angry grumbling about new people.
Yes. Managed to swipe the badge. Tap it. And now the stairwell has opened up for you. You're now down to 6 momentum. Odd part about going down this way, you cannot take the carts with you.
Reasonable.
Just push it down the stairs.
However, if you want some cleaning supplies, you can hook the squirt bottles to your belt.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Kirk does
Yes.
that without second thought, as if, hey, this is just my everyday job. I'm just
Me
a
having
two
worked
square
as
bubble.
me having worked as a janitor, knowing people that did that a lot.
So I'm going to make sure we hand off our doctor's badge to one of the actual medics, um, and propose that somebody maybe like grab a coat and like shove it somewhere hidden that they can pull it out if they need it,
I
in case
will
we need to pretend to be a doctor.
I will mention that the going down to this floor, you do not have badges for this floor. You only have that one badge. So there is going to be an extra complication for it'll increase from complication 1 for being in the wrong area to complication 2. Because if you have the wrong badge, that's a huge red flag.
So which one of you doctorate people is best at, just kind of pretending that you're the most important person in the room, like doctors do?
Well, we're going down to the rehabilitation wing, right?
Yeah.
I'm a therapist. That's kind of adjacent to that stated goal. I can probably bamboozle them with psychobabble. Out of character. In character, I suppose that my professional history is closest to the stated goals of the wing we're heading towards.
Ah, great. Here you go. Hand you the badge. Uh, do we have any kind of, bags or anything that we could like put a spare coat in, or are we gonna have to like shove it under our shirt or something?
You would have to so maybe you could finagle some sort of like, oh yeah, I have a backpack or something, but like it would be very awkward and odd.
Okay.
I'm just saying like I'm increasing the complications by by 1 for every odd thing out of place kind of. So I would say if you're having the doctor's uniform and you're not wearing it, that's like in a bag or something, that's like
Yeah.
a complication 3 of getting identified, whereas being down there as a janitor with the wrong badge is a complication 2.
Okay.
It's sort of like you did one thing that's weird, but you're also like have a giant backpack,
Yeah.
which is also kind of funky.
I'm going to wear the doctor's coat, by the way, that the badge was attached to.
Okay. Yeah, I hand off the coat and everything, and I will remain a janitor with my little wet wipes.
Now, if you might be able to find clothes down there and what you call it, clothes down there as well as like other badges. There are probably more security guards down there than there are up here, as an FYI.
Okay.
ST, I would like to activate something.
Go right ahead. What would you like to activate?
I would like to spend an inspiration to activate a long walk in an old coat and worn shoes.
Ooh, a wrong old coat.
For the audience, hi, hello. The world averts its eyes from those who fall short of its expectations. Those visibly without power or money become ghosts in wind, unworthy of notice or attention. Good. They'll never see you coming. Basically, while this won't stop guards from like refusing me entry, this will basically, as quoted, people on the lookout for potential hidden threats in particular will suffer your highest facet and difficulty to figure out that you are a danger. And you gain the clean getaway stunt for any attempts to avoid notice or trouble.
Oh, that's awesome.
So in a moment, Kirk just kind of shifts a little bit in spot, and it's as if, oh, that guy actually is just a janitor. Maybe not with the badge, but that dude's just a janitor.
Awesome.
The more we stand around here, the more obvious we become. We need to move.
Okay.
Agreed.
Getting on to the next floor. The Newfield wing. This is definitely where you're feeling more like you're in a prison. The walls are concrete. There are steel bars on the doors. The cells are open currently, and you can see some people in orange jumpsuits walking around. There are security guards with badges and batons standing around, keeping an eye on people. The batons do seem to be taser batons. When you're dealing with people who have superpowers, you definitely need something a little bit unorthodox to keep them in line. At the moment, as you exit this stairwell, you are effectively in front of a security desk, security guard right there, and there is a metal detector set up. There is a break room right here. So like if you want to like grab a drink or something, there is something you can like do to relax. But getting into the wing itself is a lot higher secured. You see a map, and it seems as though the way that they set up the floor, there are high security corridors on the left and right for security guards to sort of get an overlook. Sorry, not an overlook. There's sort of two levels to this. You have the top level, which is the where the security guards are, and then there's this bottom level where the prison cells are and things of that nature, so that they can like look over the yard, essentially yard, quote unquote, because this is all underground. There is artificial sunlight and things of that nature, so that prisoners can like not be vitamin D deficient, but the other side of the yard is where the stairs going down to the next wing is. So you can either get there by going downstairs, crossing the prison yard and going up, or taking the security guard roundabout way on either side. Hopefully I described that reasonably. I apologize. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
But first, we have to get through the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to head for the break room, unless anyone stops me.
No one's going to stop you for going to the break room. You can see that there are already a few guards waiting for their next shifts to start. There are bathrooms, there are a variety of other options, like sort of like a rec room they've got ping pong and stuff like that, just for blowing off some steam.
I'm going to busy myself making a drink because I'm meant to be there. So this is what I'm doing before I start my work, kind of thing. But hopefully, because I'm a new face, I'm slightly distracting and helping my companions to do whatever they want to do without being as obvious. If they do follow me into the break room.
Does anyone else follow them in?
No.
So
Oh,
I
wait a
think
minute.
I think my plan would be to kind of just work my way around with my disinfecting wipes, cleaning everything super clean. No germs here.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same. Seems to be the best option at this point. It's to busy myself sweeping.
Yep, just keep my head down and try and wipe down all of the surfaces.
So you're currently cleaning the lobby area before the security checkpoint.
Yes, I would do that just kind of as a show on my way in. And then probably head through the downstairs area, wiping things off. Unless somebody has I mean, I feel like we also might have planned this, perhaps.
You want a flashback of preparation?
Flashback to what? What would you like as part of this preparation?
I mean, I think we would have at least discussed, we're gonna have to go through some levels. Are we going through the guard level, or are we gonna go down to the like patient floor, or I guess prisoner floor, and go through that way?
So I'm just trying to. I don't think we learned that information because I failed the. I only got one success on the
Okay,
on the
gotcha.
recon stuff. But
All
do
right,
we
so
have?
doing this on the fly.
Are any of us combat characters?
I can shoot things.
I
That's
mean,
not what we want to hear
No,
right now.
it's important because
Technically, yes.
my group effort mastery. If we're trying to do something, and like say trying to shoot someone, we can only use your rating, your skill rating, in place of our own. So
Okay,
knowing that, like, if we need to ambush a guard and one of us is good at combat, I can spend the inspiration and we can all dogpile the same person.
interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Teresa has a pistol that you guys would know she just like constantly has tucked in her waistband. She also has gunpoint diplomacy, which is a trick that lets her add aim to a social role to get somebody to acquiesce. So it's less that she actually wants to shoot people and more that she's got this gun for intimidation.
But if you've got the skill trick, presumably you're at 3. It's like metagame knowledge, obviously. But
For aim, yeah.
yeah, cool.
Question, ST. Could I attempt to make a medical inference or from a distance examination of the guard that is currently at that desk
Yeah, go
while
for
I'm
it.
pretending to clean?
Go for intellect plus medicine.
Yes. There's a plan coming together.
All right.
Nope, that's not the right dice spot. Apologies. What could go wrong? Well, it didn't go wrong. It just didn't go as well as I was hoping.
What question do you want about the security guard?
The reason I'm rolling just kind of above board here, I'm trying to set up to use the medicine trick, pick your poison. And the specific part that I'm angling for is the need for a roll is waived if the character has ever had the opportunity to medically examine the target or review his medical history. I'm trying to see if I can figure out enough about this guard to make the inference for what the right type of poison would be for them to maybe send them to the bathroom enough.
Yeah, they're a low-level guard, basically standing next to a metal detector, being like, "Yo, I'll like pass through. Let me put things in this little plastic bucket, swing it around, and there you go."
So most likely not the most physically fit beyond the baseline for a guard here.
Yeah. They're mainly using high-level tech equipment to keep people in line.
Perfect. Hey Ashley, are you still in the break room?
I was about to say I do have an idea actually. While I'm in the break room, does anyone here have a problem with vomit? Like IRL, like is it a trigger for you?
Nope.
No.
Because would I be okay to like? Probably doesn't need a flashback, but to bring a emetic with me to spike the rec room cafeteria.
Ooh,
Yeah.
clever. Yeah.
Roll me an intellect plus medicine, difficulty of 3. Actually, it could be cunning larceny because there's also a comp 1 in there for putting people on cautious.
That's fair. Could I mash the two together for cunning and medicine?
Yeah, I would say so.
Thank you. I'm just checking if I've got any edges that will help with this, but I don't think they will.
The only people unaffected are the guards that don't drink tea.
Dang it.
Or that drink tea and not coffee.
So I will throw it to the group. We can succeed, but have the complication that they realize something's up, or I can fail, but they don't realize anything's up.
Do we have an option to burn a momentum for something here?
Momentum
Yes.
in this is you do it before the roll.
Oh,
in
shit.
the story path.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's you add dice to the roll with momentum.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
We can work with this. Or, well, I think we can work with this, but leave it to the group.
So
If it helps the decision-making process, my idea was if everyone's vomiting, that's a whole lot of badges that are left unobserved.
I also have to get my pistol through the security system somehow. So
Oh,
I mean, if we
Uh,
get the badges, we could just go through the bottom way, maybe, and not worry about the metal detector.
sorry to people watching. Zoom decided it wanted to minimize while I was checking my character sheet, so everyone froze on the overlay, but the audio was still coming through fine.
Oh, good.
I also have a pistol, so I think this is our best bet.
Yeah.
is to get everybody to go puke at the same time.
So we're
Grab a badge.
happy with the complication.
Yep.
Applying.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
it's all right.
They all covered.
Yep. So as you spike the coffee, you wait maybe about 10 to 30 minutes. People are drinking it, chatting, having fun, like shooting the shit, as it were. And then some people begin going to the bathroom. They're like covering their mouth and it's, oh, I'm not feeling it. And there's, it starts with like a couple of people, then it goes 3 or 4 or 5, and then suddenly there is a lot of consternation going on as people are like, oh my god, what, don't drink the coffee, something's wrong with the coffee. And there are people, the bathrooms, every stall in these co-ed bathrooms has been full with people like kneeling to the porcelain throne, as it were. Their badges on their sides. Some of them are janitors, some of them are guards. Who is going through and collecting, trying to get as many as they can.
Yeah, once this starts, I like open the door and like, can we get a janitor, and then just like leave the door open and retch loudly, just to give everyone else a reason to come in.
Yeah. I mean, Teresa will come in and kind of, if somebody's door is open, like hand them a glass of water and try and swipe some badges while we're doing this.
Okay. Dexterity plus larceny or cunning plus larceny might work.
Right, I will try cunning.
It is going to be a difficulty of 1 because these people are definitely not paying close enough attention at the moment.
Yeah. I got 3 successes.
We got so many vomit soaked badges right now.
There are 3 badges that you have collected from various janitors who are currently hacking it up.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I will distribute those to like I'll keep one and I guess I'll give one to Nadidi and one to Kirk. Says Ashley has the doctor's badge, right?
I'm assuming that's cleared for this floor as it led us through the stairwell.
Yeah. It is. You managed to get the doctor who was specifically for like if trauma happens down, if there's an emergency on the lower floor.
Awesome.
To the next floor.
Yes, yes, let's
Also, since technically speaking, right now, a lot of the guards are up puking and throwing their guts up. We could say if anyone asks us why we didn't go through security, could just say all the guards were sick.
Couldn't do it.
Oh, I mean, does anyone want to be that person and bring coffee to the guy on the metal detector?
Well, someone's already screaming, "Don't drink the coffee." So
True, true.
I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
that ship
Yeah,
has
that
sailed.
might.
Sad.
Yeah. All right. So,
That was
just so I understand the situation correctly, like we're in the break room area, and we need to get through the metal detector to go through either level. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And is the detector still like manned at this point?
The one guy was manning it. He was not in the what you call it?
In the
The,
break room.
In
He
the
didn't
break
drink
room,
the
yeah.
coffee.
Okay. So we
Okay.
still have the guard at the metal detector who we're gonna have to get past.
Mhm.
Um,
But at least it won't cause a scene if we do something
kill him.
drastic.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes some people gotta die, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least
So
be
I think-
threatened as such.
Oh, actually,
I think this would be
in I can't remember in story path, enhancement stacks right up to maximum 5.
In Story Path Ultra, it stacks to 5. In Story Path Ultra, it stacks to 5, but in Story Path, it has no limit. I don't think.
So just as an option, because I don't want to constantly be in the limelight, obviously. So perfect liar gives me skilled liar gives me 2 enhancement, and I also have the Circe mastery, which gives me 2 enhancement to encourage non-targets to GTFO.
Mhm.
But equally, if anyone has something else they'd like to do, I'm happy to step back because I don't want to.
No,
Dominate.
absolutely go for it. I was about to say that we should, kind of like sweet talk this guy and have him not look at the basket that goes around the metal detector,
Yeah.
so that we could get the pistols through like under a coat or something.
But yeah, that sounds
But
perfect.
yeah, it sounds like you are in a great position to lie to this guy while we try and get him out of the way and get our weapons through.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stagger up, like wiping the back my mouth with the back of my hand as if I'd just been thrown up, and I think we need to check the cavity. Something's wrong with the coffee. There might be poison in there or something.
Okay. Presence plus manipulation.
Those are 2 attributes, Corbin.
Oh. Manipulation plus persuasion.
I have no persuasion, but I have manipulation 5 and 4 enhancement on the roll.
Nice.
So hopefully
Yeah.
it's okay.
Command, if you have command.
No, I went very much like I'm a friend, you can trust me route, and just put everything into empathy.
Okay.
But I like this isn't an empathy situation. So I have 5 manipulation and then 4 enhancement. 6 successes. Woo!
Woo.
Amazing.
Dang.
He is going to rush over to the coffee and start doing an investigation as he leaves the security booth unattended and the metal detector unattended.
Perfect. Let's just walk around it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am glad someone has thought of that because I have had so many players be like, how do we get through the metal detector? And it's like, there are 2 bars that you walk around. You can walk around them.
Yeah.
I once discovered a failure in one of those where if I had just walked with a big enough stride, it wouldn't detect anything because I moved too quickly through.
Oh, what is there's Left 4 Dead 2. There's a airport level where if you go through the metal detector, it goes off because of your guns and summons all the zombies. But you can just walk around it if you know it's there, if you know it's a trap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just there for if you are not paying attention.
Mhm.
But you have now gone across the threshold into the prison proper. area. You are currently on the security floor overlooking the pit. Are you going down the pit, or are you going through the more highly secured area up top?
I mean, we have
I
badges,
think we go
right?
through.
Just-
Yeah, well, we have a doctor, we have badges. I think we go through the pit with the lower security
Yeah.
and just keep going like we belong here.
Okay. Roll me all presence plus whatever you think of to blend in. If you're trying to blend in as just a worker, maybe that could be culture, or if you're trying to hide in the shadows, maybe larceny. Something to, because you're being overlooked at this moment, and there are people, security guards, looking for things out of the ordinary.
Could I use medicine by clearly doing, visual checkups of everyone I walk past?
Yeah.
Good, because my presence is terrible.
Yeah.
Could I use composure instead? Because that's much better for me. It's all
You know
good.
what?
I'll roll
You know what?
presence.
We don't use the resist attributes, the resilience attributes, as much as we do. So yeah, if you can argue, I think composure, because you're sort of defending against being looked at, makes sense.
Thank you. 5
I have
successes.
nothing. I'd love to
could
be able to
I-
use my medicine, but I'm a lowly janitor. I have good persuasion, but I'm not really talking to anybody. So
Could I argue manipulation instead of presence?
Sure. Say so.
Makes it a tiny bit better, but I'm also not super great at this unless I talk to people. All right, I will take my 3 successes and my wet wipes, and oh man, no germs here. It's gonna be so clean, so healthy.
So I don't have any
Oh, thank
excuse to get a dice pool over 2 at the moment without using a momentum, and I would like to ask for the group's permission to do that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's a 1-to-1 thing on momentum.
I believe so. I copied into the Zoom chat. Yeah, add dice equal to momentum spent.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I'm only going to use 1.
while that goes on, I just want to call out Josie for saying from yesterday's Curseborn game, I will never forgive you for the Chekhov's gun item, Corbin. The day will come where I run a game and ruin someone's day with an item that is equally genius. If you can catch the Curseborn game from yesterday, I highly recommend it.
It was a blast, literally twice,
Mm.
to an invisible character.
I mean, it was a blast, and then a blast, and then a smack, and a slash, and a lot of pissed off Gardner. So I got 1.
Okay.
The as you guys are walking through the courtyard, or sort of the the yard, as it were, the a voice comes over the intercom and is just like, everyone, be on high alert. Someone has entered the facility, locked down the prisoners. Make sure we do a head count. And at that point, the yard fills up with some security guards, some of who are visibly gaunt and having lost a few pounds, probably, are ushering people into their rooms at the moment. Luckily for you all, you aren't in prison outfits. You do get to the end of the hall as you go. There's another security checkpoint up ahead.
Dang it.
Well, we all have badges now, right? that should get us through this.
Yeah, but I assume it's a
Yes.
metal detector.
That's gonna be my next question. Is there another metal detector?
There is.
Well, Ashley did a pretty good job of talking the other guy into going to look at things. Do you think you could pull it off again?
Yeah, how many mans are manning it?
It is 2 people at the moment because of the higher security threat.
Ooh, all right.
However, in this section, you can easily see that the break room on this side is completely empty. No one wants coffee at the moment.
Yeah.
Look, I did it for the health. Okay, too much caffeine's bad for you.
It's true.
Sometimes it's good to have a cleanse.
Yep. I mean, even if you can talk them into, like, even if you can be distracting enough that we can, like, send our stuff through the basket around without them looking at it, and we can just walk through as if we're normally doing our thing, that would work.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at persuading as well, so I can take one and take another. We can just kind of
Yeah, if you want to
chit
go, like,
chat.
yell at them that they're not doing their job or something, and then we could, while you're talking to them, we'll try and sneak the weapons through.
Yes, I have an idea. Run it past the group for approval.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm happy to distract one of them if Didi is happy to distract the other one. I have the go for the knee medicine trick, which allows me to kind of analyze a person and figure out an old injury that they have. And I'm thinking use that to try and convince them to sit down in the break room for a moment, while I, while you do what you need to do.
Do you need to roll for that?
I can. It says perception medicine. I'm assuming it's a typo because there is no perception attribute.
I also have the same skill.
Did we make the same character?
We might have.
One was a pre-gen.
Mine says you make a medicine plus cunning roll, and then if you leverage that weakness, you gain one enhancement on attacks against the target. So we're not really attacking it.
So here's a thought. Could you guys maybe, like, tell them that, like, clearly everybody is sick, you're doing a quick check just to make sure that, they're okay. And kind of, ask them about how they're feeling and have that be enough of a distraction for us to sneak our stuff through security.
I imagine this is like a really hurried conversation we're having as we're getting to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So iterating on that idea, like we make sure that they're okay. Do they want privacy while we do that, and like go to the break room with one of them?
Yeah,
That
And
definitely
I can
would
go
help.
through the
Yeah,
metal detector fine because I'm not carrying a weapon.
right. Yeah,
So-
my plan is basically, like, put the pistol under a jacket in a basket that goes around while they're hopefully distracted enough with you guys. And then I should be okay to walk through the metal detector without raising any suspicion.
Cool. Are we okay with that plan then?
yeah. The only thing is I'm a janitor. So
Yes,
if I say like, hey man, they're gonna check you out. Persuade.
Could just
Or
act
you could
as if
just do it.
I'll give you this because there's this is at my work. They have emergency responders who are not doctors, but who like have med bags and stuff for emergency stuff. You could say your emergency responder.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't look like a janitor, to be fair. Like we didn't put on any overalls or anything like that. So
You've just got the badge that says you are.
yeah, exactly. It's just in my pocket. So they don't know. Yeah, cool. I'm an emergency responder.
Okay.
Come with us.
So I guess we approach. I'm still wearing the doctor's coat over my clothes. It's very tightly buttoned up so that it's hiding as much as it can that I'm not wearing proper attire. Obviously, there's a situation going on. Just gesture vaguely behind us. You may
Mhm.
have heard that there was a incident in the break room on the other side of the wing. Just come in to check to make sure that you're okay. Could I make that roll to
Yeah.
try and figure out? Because I
Yeah.
have
Go for
access to their medical history and they might buy it. Was it cunning you said, Bliss, on your
Medicine and cunning, yeah.
medicine and cunning? Cool. I just grabbed the text from the rule book. Okay. This is not gonna end well. One success.
One success. They're gonna be like, yeah, wait.
Oh, sorry. One
Oh, you
success
have
on the
an
die.
enhancements.
2 enhancement from being a skilled liar.
Mm.
Would Cersei apply to this? I don't think it would.
I
So-
don't think so, but we'll say for the moment that that's enough hits, enough
Okay.
successes to get them to have their back to the security booth.
Cool.
Awesome.
And then, just start asking them general medical health questions. And now I've noticed any wounds any injuries they may have sustained, I'll just make sure that they're okay and stuff, and just hope that the rest, that everyone else is doing their thing behind.
Yeah, and I'll take the other guy, ask the same kind of questions. Hi, I'm a trainee doctor and emergency medical responder. Got my clipboard. Are you experiencing any vomiting?
No, not
The
that I know.
clipboard.
And the other two are able to go through the metal detector, slide it pretty easily, but then you get to the staircase door and realize you need new badges. And with that, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break for bio break and water if you need.
All right.
Please switch us over to pre-roll while that happens.
We're back.
And we're back. Thank you all for waiting. It is time for these people to get further into the Mercer Vault, the prison of many supernaturally inclined individuals such as talents, stalwarts, thyads, and the like. They have just managed to reach the end of the second wing of it and have discovered that they need more badges to go down deeper and deeper into the depths. And they also made a lot of security guards vomit.
So much vomit.
So much vomit.
Approximately all of it.
The limit cannot be reached.
The limit doesn't
All right, so-
exist.
We're at this new security checkpoint and we don't have badges for it. Nadidi, you did a pretty good job of getting us past the last one. You want to take a crack at this one? If not, that's okay.
Well, we need more passes, or we need to just not use a pass and try to hack our way through the thingy.
Yeah.
Or I could hack our cards or whatever to have clearance. Could try that.
That
Okay.
sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to hack the cards, that'll bypass your complication of increasing the security level because the security awareness, because right now we are at alarmed.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to mess with anybody else. Let me mess with the computer instead. See if that works.
Okay. It'll be a difficulty of 4 to modify the cards.
Okay.
And you can use your enigmas or technology plus cunning or intellect, whichever you prefer. And if you need anything else,
I have faith. I will elect not to use a momentum because adding risk means greater reward. Yeah. Okay, all right. Shit. So close.
so
Three.
close.
That's yeah.
Sadly, the card, you try and modify the card in some way, but it's just not sticking.
Crap. Well, plan B. What do we do?
Well, those 2 security guards who are at the metal detector, do we think that they have clearance to go downstairs?
They might. There also might be a computer that allows them to write on their desk as well.
Ah, okay. So if we could get them away from their desk, then we could try and use their computer to get us through the next checkpoint.
I mean, Ashley is currently taking a look at them, so they are distracted for the moment.
Right.
And we can at least get those 2.
Did they have coffee on their desk from before all this? Or any drink?
They don't have coffee. They have water, though.
While Ashley's distracting them, can I pretend to be like cleaning like their desk and spritz enough of the cleaner into their waters to make them sick?
Roll me a medicine plus cunning.
Yes.
And if
Why
anyone
heal
wants...
people when I can make them worse?
On a botch, it's just unscrew and pour.
And they're just like, yeah, definitely not drinking the blue water.
This looked like it came straight out of a toilet.
It's just a flavor packet.
Yeah, it's just Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's blue raspberry.
If anyone wishes to use the computer, it is a difficulty 2, complication 1 for making new badges.
That's not bad. I can try that.
You managed to get the drinks taint in a decent fashion that will make it so that they'll at the very least need to go to the restroom in a bit and abandon their station. Not sure why you would need that at the moment, but hey, when in Rome.
Yeah, I mean, it would give us a clear path to use the computer without them even being there if we just kind of stall for a couple minutes.
Worst case scenario, if this attempt fails and they go off to the bathroom, we get enough time to get another attempt.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Planning.
All right, so we've poisoned their water. Who was somebody trying to use the computer already?
Yeah, I think it was Nidity.
Yeah.
Nuddy?
Okay. What should I roll for this?
Tech or enigmas, and intellect or cunning. You can
Okay.
do either of those. And if you have an argument for something else, please feel free.
Yeah, I'll try enigmas. All right, let's try this again. We do not hack the cards. We simply print new ones.
Yes.
Should I add a momentum or anything?
We have 6, so
Yeah,
Go for
five.
it. Yeah.
5. Add 2, I would say, as a suggestion.
would we not have got one for the failed card hack?
Oh yeah, you would have gotten one for the failed card hack. Yeah.
All right, I'll add 2. Come on. Hey, look at that.
Hey,
Beautiful.
successes.
Looking at 6 successes.
Whoop, whoop.
6 successes. I will say, yeah, you managed to get those badges set up for the Talon Wing. And I'll give you a little bit of information about Talon Wing. Talon Wing is dedicated to the containment of violent inspired. While many of the inmates in this wing don't have life sentences, they are still considered dangers to the public. They are not allowed access to the outside world except for their lawyers and highly vetted individuals. So you guys have these badges as janitors and or doctors, depending on what you need. And if any of you want to switch up your role to something else like a security guard or anything, you can do that as well.
Not yet.
So it seems like there's not going to be a lot of janitors going to the next level, correct?
Not particularly. It is isolated. There are janitors who would be down there just for regular maintenance work, but it is like probably not a lot of them.
Maybe not a lot of them
All
normally,
right.
but since there's a mass vomit event on one floor, they may want to check the rest of them to see if this is spread.
So I'm thinking that perhaps we switch mine up and I go down as an attorney. What do you guys think?
That works for me.
All right. Yeah, Nadidi,
Sounds
make
like
me an
idea.
attorney.
You are now an attorney.
I assume we know the name of the person that we're trying to get to, right?
Mai Zhang, also known as the Beast.
Okay.
You don't know which floor she is, but Talon Wing seems like a possibility. You do
Awesome.
know that there is a 4th restricted wing, very bottom.
All right. Well, I'm ready to bluster this through and just, demand to see my client.
Is that information kind of on the computer while Ndidi's using the computer?
Roll me an intellect and enigmas to get access to the highly restricted vault. It'll be a difficulty of 4 with a complication 1 for raising the alert level again. A complication, let's say complication 2, difficulty 3.
Everything is fine.
You still have some momentum.
Well, we have to save some for when we actually get to her to take her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Force pushing it. Am I doing this? Do you want me to do it?
Yes,
I
please.
think, yeah, you're at the computer. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Thou art the technical doctor. The software
Seems to
surgeon,
be.
if you will.
I would have to get several explosions to even beat the difficulty. So
Okay. Hey, you asked the question, so I didn't know if you wanted
sorry,
to do
I should
it,
have been
but
clear about that.
We're all like leaning over Nadidi's shoulder, being like, "Hey, can you do this?
Click
Can you do
that
that?"
I
Make
mean,
me a lawyer.
to be fair,
now.
I have the mastery for us to do that, but
yeah.
You have enough successes to buy off the alarm going off.
All right. It was worth a try. And yeah, good thing I at least had that.
Oh well, I feel like we have a fairly convincing ruse if I'm here to see my client and I did not get good directions because everybody is vomiting upstairs. What is going on with this place? It's a disappointment.
Yes. Okay. Fine. We
Okay.
go.
All
You
right.
guys are heading down into the Talon floor. Talon floor is set up similarly to the previous floor, except it is a lot more high tech. You can see that there are devices set up all over the place, sort of giving off white noise to try and suppress as many abilities as possible. People are in their cells at the moment. The doors are all locked. They're on high alert. Instead of the gray of concrete, there is definitely a metal sheen of some sort of titanium or carbon fiber that is keeping these cells highly defended. Security guards on this level are not just security guards with batons. They are wearing like full-on tactical gear with what appear to be like high-powered like taser rifle things set up. They don't fuck around down here.
All right.
In fact, the scanners that they have set up here, full body scanners.
Okay.
Stuff you'd see at a TSA agent.
Oh boy.
So we're still gonna have to get the weapons through. Ashley, do you think you can I assume we have to go through, the scanner. We're gonna have to put our stuff in a basket to go around. You think you can keep their attention long enough to get our weapons through again?
I could try, but this isn't going to work much longer.
I know, at some point this is going to go sideways.
Okay, I can certainly try.
Are these things like plugged into a wall outlet or a power supply we can easily see?
Roll me a intellect plus technology roll.
I could, in theory, make this.
There's no complication on it. It's just like looking for it.
You vastly underestimate how unskilled I am at certain things. Case in point, with zero successes.
It's a on top of the outlet, like it was like lifted up, they plugged it in, and then they let it sit on top of it. So it's like there's no way you're gonna get your hand in there.
Whoops, I've tripped and accidentally turned off your metal detector.
Oh no, I sprayed so much cleaner on the floor, it's shorting out. Well, shit. Alright. If Ashley's comfortable.
Yeah, I guess I'll just approach the nearest guard to the actual detector. I like try to draw them into conversation. Try to draw all of them in who would be watching the the monitor displaying the metal detector itself and things of that nature. You may have heard one slight security breach. Someone may have infiltrated. it's possibly related, but there was a spate of vomiting in the break rooms upstairs. I'm here to make sure that you're all okay. And then I just start rattling off like symptoms, what to do if they start feeling them, and just I've had enough conversations with the doctors to know they can go for a long time.
Yeah. Cunning plus medicine or manipulation plus persuasion or larceny. Any combination of those, if you can argue it for me, I will.
As I'm using my medical knowledge to manipulate them, could I use manipulation and medicine?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. That gives me a healthy
All
dice
right.
pool of 8, plus my 2 for being a skilled liar. Plus my 2 enhancements, sorry, for being a skilled liar. 5 successes.
5 successes. Yeah, they're not paying attention at all, allowing like they're listening to you ramble on about like what could happen if they've been poisoned and things like that, and they're just enamored by it. Everyone trying to sneak through the machine, give me a dexterity plus larceny or cunning plus larceny, or survival, I would say could work too. And you'll have a +2 enhancement, I'll say, from the distraction.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So I got 4 successes to sneak my pistol around
Plus-
the metal detector.
+2 from the enhancement I gave you, so would be
Okay.
6. So you're doing well.
Oh,
Oh no.
I thought I entered in the enhancement. Didn't work.
The enhancement wouldn't happen if you got no successes.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Okay, everyone manages to go through, and then there's Nitty, and the guy's like, "Hey, you need to for us to turn on the machine before you can go into the facility."
That was actually a botch.
That was a botch. Oh, because of the 1.
Yeah.
Eh.
Ouch.
Okay.
Is there any way
momentum.
that yeah. Is there any way that we can use my significant number of successes to help with this situation?
Not at the moment. So the 2
Okay.
guards, and to be clear, there are only 2 guards in this area. They take out their rifles. One of them clicks on a radio, and he is trying to communicate to someone, and he says, "We've got an unidentified employee down here with trying to sneak through the body scan machine. We'll investigate, log it, and they are going to put you through the body scan machine, and they're going to check your ID and see if it's real."
Oh, shit.
Anyone here want to assist?
So Nididia is dressed as a medic, or what are you rocking at this point?
I guess, yeah, I haven't really changed my clothes or anything, so I just have my specialized jacket, which is what I'm wearing. Not sure what that means, but
It's armor jacket.
yeah, so I'm just
Okay.
pretty normally clothed. You could try to pickpocket my gun off of me.
I absolutely am not the person to pickpocket your gun off of you. But did they actually detect the gun, or did they just like get alerted that she looks like she doesn't belong here?
They got
And she tried
alerted
to go
that
through.
she was trying to go through while distracted, while they were
Okay.
distracted.
Okay. Man, we gotta deal with that gun though. Because I could absolutely like bluster and say that you are part of my staff and I'm an attorney and I demand to see my client. But I don't know that we can that I don't know how we deal with the gun. That's my concern.
I've got an idea.
All right, what do you got?
Could I? Because I imagine if they've caught Nadine, they might have realized that the rest of us went through without the machine like being used or anything. Potentially. So I'm trying to think of what would be something small metallic that Kirk would have in person that wouldn't be conspicuous.
I mean, like keys or something, honestly. You got your car key with you?
Well, we didn't drive. I would like to see how often can we leverage the flashbacks?
You can leverage it. You could spend momentum to say you have something on you that you were planning could cause an issue.
May I use one momentum to say that Kirk would have had a key ring without keys on it?
Sure.
As the guards go to Dididi, Kirk just holds up a hand, says, "Hold up, like that was first. You mind if I just go ahead and go through? There was some mess on the far wing I gotta clean."
Okay. They'll hold back just for a second and let you go through.
Would the machine alert with the metal?
It would alert that there's a weird circle in your back pocket or whatever. And they'll be like, we need to just pat you down.
I ain't got nothing on me. And I want to basically use cunning and science to make them question the machine's validity or calibration to the point where they don't want to use it.
Okay.
Permission to roll?
Roll for it.
Permission to roll gaslighting?
This will
It's
be
not gaslighting.
This will be
Mm.
It's what?
This isn't gaslighting. This is just explaining expertise. I have had to clean multiple places with security systems. I've seen this all the time.
I would say a difficulty of 3.
This is the part where everything goes crashing down.
Mm-hmm.
You have more momentum.
So I got 2, but not 3.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2.
Very tragic.
Yeah, they're very much along the lines of you're. No, it was just this key ring thing you have in your pocket. It's fine. We're gonna have to confiscate it though, just because you're gonna come through the metal detector. You can pick it up at the end of the day if you want this like 5-cent thing that you get at like a convenience store.
Fine.
While all of this is going down, I'm gonna step in and kind of bluster and be like, "Excuse me, I'm very much in a rush to see my client. This is part of my staff." Just kind of indicating to Didi, like, "Come on, can we just hurry this along? How could you possibly be taking this long on a stupid key ring? This is chaos, and I'm very disappointed at how this is being handled." And just try and create enough distraction that maybe she can either find a way to like get the gun around while they're not paying attention, or something else.
Oh, so like pass like you're already across, so like
Right.
maybe. So I would say a manipulation plus command or presence,
Okay.
or larceny if you wish.
Those
And
are
you
all
could yeah.
great. Go ahead.
If you have cunning, you can use that as well. I if you have another idea of a skill that might be useful, I can finagle it, but
Yeah, there's unfortunately not a lot. I will use manipulation, and I guess persuasion. I don't have any dots in it, but I do have my skilled liar, which gives me 2 enhancement to deceive people. So I'll roll my manipulation, which is going to be 4, and then I have the 2 enhancement. Okay, that was no successes, and I believe a botch.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Sorry, guys.
We might have to kill these guys, you guys.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we've got 2 people down here who didn't go through the
Oh,
metal
yeah,
detector
no.
and snuck through.
Mm.
They both have their weapons trained on you, and they are going to pat you both down for weapons.
Well, guys, are we gonna kill people?
I mean, we have to go loud at some point. I just
Yeah.
have nothing to contribute when we do.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
right.
Roll for initiative.
Mhm.
What exactly am I rolling for that?
Oh, it's different for this one. I'm trying to remember, but we can just use the higher of empathy plus empathy plus dexterity or cunning athletics, if you wish.
I will take cunning athletics. That sounds great.
I'm going to take the other one because that gives me 7 dice.
Yeah, cunning athletics gives me 6.
Wow, Storypath dice bot.
Where were those before for
Right?
for Rachel? Oh God, where
Really?
were those before?
Really? I rolled the
Yep.
most dice and got the fewest successes.
For anyone wondering at home, we have 3, 4, and 6 successes on this thing for
I got,
Yeah.
initiative.
I got 1. Amazing.
Bliss got with a dice pool of 3, 6 successes.
3 tens. That'll
Yep,
do it.
that's ridiculous.
Damn.
And the way the dice bot is written, that is all off the same die. That is not she rolled 3 tens and then rolled 3 more. That is she rolled a 10, it said roll again. She got another 10, and then a 4.
Amazing.
And then got to roll the other 2.
Yeah.
I have been waiting for combat this whole time.
Okay. One of them pulls out the gun from pulls out the gun from Bliss from Nitty and is like, she's got a gun, and then
Can
you
we shoot them before they say that?
yeah, Bliss
She's got it.
and Bliss, you have the ability to grab the gun out of his hand right now and take your turn.
I also have a fun little mastery called Total Destruction, where I can send out a pulse and break the weapons of all enemies within medium range if I spend an inspiration.
Yeah.
You don't have guns anymore, sir.
Use this mastery as part of a mixed action and spend an inspiration. Nitty's attack sends out a shockwave that breaks weapons of all enemies within medium range. If a character has an indestructible weapon, this provokes a clash. So, yeah. So that's going to happen along with your combat action of shooting.
Okay.
So roll me a dexterity. Sorry, I might be putting words in you. Are you shooting them? What are you doing?
Yeah. I want my gun back as well as breaking their guns, so.
Okay. So aim plus dexterity on
Okay,
that.
okay.
Their defense too.
See if they have anything to add anything. We're not outnumbered, so. Okay. Fine.
I'm looking through your abilities because I always like reading these character abilities. +2. Oop. Ah. You don't manage to get through their defense with the gun, but I will say you managed to take out the gun and quickly do shot, and their taser weapons are currently shot through shot through and deconstructed by the bullets.
Pew pew.
Pew,
That's
pew.
good. That's good.
Who would you like to pass the initiative to? Because I'm gonna use popcorn initiative, even though we wouldn't use that normally.
I'll give it to Kirk.
So I have a question. Am I allowed to spend inspiration to initiate flashbacks as well? Or only momentum?
I think we'll say, why would you want to use inspiration instead of momentum?
Just curious, since I'm wondering if this would be more of a, oh, genius move, use inspiration instead of just momentum to relate to the group planning. But I can also stick to momentum since we currently have 8 at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can use inspiration and it counts as 2 momentum.
Because it's a variable cost to the flashbacks. So
Yeah, there is variable cost for like if you want something really, really good.
I would like to have Kirk have hidden a vial of poison and a wooden dagger into his shoe. I don't know if that would count as 4 momentum or 2 momentum flashback.
That would count as a 2-1. That is a dramatic. If a suggested flashback provides intriguing insight into a character's motivation or history or something like that, yeah, it feels like a good one, I would say.
Great. So now that fighting has broken out and there's no other way except to take out these 2 guards and start booking it, it's time to drop the act. Brutal efficiency. Kurt pulls out the wooden dagger and the vial of poison, coats it, and takes a swipe at whatever exposed area they can see on any of these guards.
Okay. Roll me a close combat plus might or dexterity. I think you could use medicine as well since you're poisoning, I guess.
I would love medicine since I have no tots in close combat. Kirk is very much not a frontline fighter. Apologies, I'm having to do math, and the brain has left. It gave me a 2 weeks notice and left 2 days in. Tragedies, truly. So that's only 1, so I don't think I can get it with that.
You cannot at the moment.
Tragic.
They managed to. You hit the Kevlar of their armor or something. Who do you wish to pass the initiative to?
They will pass it to Rachel since she was one of the 2 that was originally caught up in this, so she may want to act first.
All right. So at this point we've disabled their taser weapons, but not their actual guns, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Teresa pulls out her pistol and she's actually, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to actually use that gunpoint diplomacy I have. I'm going to pull out my pistol, point it at the nearest guard, and tell him, if you drop your weapons now and radio that there's an all clear, you may live.
Okay. Can activate this aim to a social role. So
Yep.
aim plus presence or manipulation.
I will absolutely use manipulation and aim. And that gives me a total of 7. And I got no successes and a botch.
Oh my goodness.
The dice are very happy to get us in these situations.
I think the security guards are gonna be a little bit happy to acquiesce to this by pulling out their guns and taking the initiative. I think the botch means they take the initiative and shoot at At Teresa.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shit.
Man,
Okay,
I
yeah,
tried.
You can roll. You can roll your defense, which is your stamina.
Okay.
Oh man,
I got a success. Just one.
one.
Yep.
A shot goes wide a little bit as they try and aim for you, but they manage to hit the body scan machine behind you.
Yeah, break it.
The other
At least
the
it's
other one
broken.
the other one takes a shot at you and does one injury to you
Okay.
as you take a shot in the shoulder.
All right.
They will pass the initiative to Ashley. Unless, do you need to do something in response?
Nope. I'm just trying to navigate the injury conditions on my sheet because it looks like
You have
I assume we
bruise.
yeah.
Yeah, so you have one bruise, one injury, and
Gotcha.
main.
I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna just completely go to pieces. I'm screaming. There's gunfire happening. I'm gonna make myself the most pathetic person in here. I'm aiming for a manipulation empathy roll that I can apply skilled lie to as a
Yeah.
complicated action to make to distract one of the guards.
Sure.
Please do.
I am just a poor therapist. Poor doctor with nothing to lose.
So that's 4 successes. I don't think I can divide the complicate action, so it's just a complication of 4 on one of the guard's next actions.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because it's old story path, it doesn't tell you what the complication does, but we can obviously figure that out.
We'll say maybe it causes them to skip their turn or something.
If they choose not to buy it off, they fail.
Yeah. Sounds more like an increase in difficulty. No.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So who do you pass the initiative to?
I guess we'll go back to. Let's go with Ndidi.
All right. I will, at this point, use my go for the knee. Try to exploit an old wound and shoot him there. So, medicine cunning first. Oh, really? Okay, fine. Well, that just means I don't get the +1 enhancement. That's fine.
It's not a botch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I
Still doing better than Teresa did.
So now I'll just heckin' shoot.
This one, I feel it. This is gonna be the one.
Yes,
All
2
right.
hits. How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna aim for the knee, but since I messed that up, I miss and hit them in the head.
You know, the kneecap, the head, they're very close to each
Yeah.
other.
It's true. It's true.
Sometimes you just screw up, you know,
They're
when you're,
both
when you're trying to
round,
find
I
old
guess.
wounds. Yeah.
You hit this guy in the head and he falls back onto the floor. And it's like, you killed Dave!
Whoopsies.
And who do
I
you pass
told
the
you just had to give the all clear, man.
Who do you pass the initiative to?
I will pass it to my my lawyer boss over here.
I mean, at this point, I think Teresa's just trying to shoot this guy.
And there's more where that came from. Phew.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
All right. So this is what am I rolling for this?
Aim plus dexterity.
Okay. So that's gonna be 5. I got 3 successes.
How would you like to do this?
I mean, similarly, I think at this point I'm just aiming for the head to take this guy out.
Okay, down, flat on the ground. You have taken out both of the security guards.
Yay. Oh, I feel like somebody should take the radio and be like, everything's fine here. How are you?
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, right
before
now
we do
is-
anything else.
The radio is clicking with people being like, "What is the status?
Mm.
Have you secured the two potential criminals, infiltrators?"
Ashley, pull yourself together and
Talk to people.
yeah.
Make them feel better.
Yeah.
That's what
They
you do,
think
right?
Ashley actually fell apart.
You're very convincing.
Yeah, the minute they're both down, it just stops. I will I'll grab the radio, and like clearly I'm not going to have the same voice. So I'll just like hit the PTT. I was down here determining the guards on the checkpoint's health in the wake of the vomiting incident on the Newfield wing. They are currently processing the 2 individuals. Everything seems to be going well. There just seems to be some sort of mix-up.
Difficulty for manipulation, persuasion, or cunning. Presence, manipulation, or cunning, and persuasion, or let's say command, maybe.
Yep, I'm just base manipulation. I didn't expect to succeed at this, so you know we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
4.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, difficulty 4. They're like, nope. Okay, sounds good. Remember to check in 30 minutes. We have a situation. Want to make sure everything is all right.
I will pass the message on.
Okay.
Hey,
We
you
should
guys have
absolutely
30 minutes to come back to life, all right?
we should absolutely take the radio with us in case we need to listen in on where they are and
Ooh,
what
yeah.
security measures they're taking.
Good idea.
Kirk is already stripping the armor and all of that off of one of them to put on. New disguise. Plus,
I mean,
they're shot
I'm
in
an
the head, so that
attorney.
means the
I'm
rest of
gonna
it's fine.
keep. I'm gonna be a very upset attorney. Like I came here to see my client and look at this. This is, a poorly managed facility. I'm gonna keep rolling with it.
Okay.
All right, we should put the bodies somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because they only reported that there were 2 people who were a problem. So
Toilets in the break room.
Yeah. Shove them in the toilet. Close the door.
yeah,
The
Stuff
guys
them in
upstairs
there.
thought their coffee was bad.
Why in the bathroom? To create confusion. Well, it worked. So you guys now have access to the security desk here, and at the moment, the elevator right nearby is not opening up with the security guards coming to clear out the area of hostiles. Though that could have happened had you not succeeded on that roll. What do you do now?
Well,
Is
let's take their badges first as well. Just in case.
And Didi, is it worth you trying to lock the elevator down?
Yeah.
I
Right?
think so. Yeah.
Let's just hope I don't mess up. But yeah, that would be pretty helpful, wouldn't it? Can't have these guys sneaking on in and messing up what we've got going on.
That might be worth spending momentum on too.
Mm.
Because it's going to be a difficulty 4 complication too.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'll spend 2.
We have 9. I think. What's the cap? Twice the player.
Cap is half the current momentum pool, I think.
Cool.
Round it up.
5.
3? 5? 5. All
5, go
right.
for it. Do it.
Do it.
Big spender. All right.
I'm looking at this, holding my breath.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
5 successes, and you definitely needed that. You actually no, you didn't. You man. So yeah, you are able to completely shut down the elevator. This is basically useless for anyone. If they're going to have to get down there, they'll have to use the stairs.
Let's close the door to the stairs and block it up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine there's heavy stuff in the break room we can use.
Yeah, table or something.
Oh, there's a
Vending
couple of heavy
machine.
things in the bathroom.
We are also just,
Yeah.
blocking ourselves in beneath the ground.
Yeah.
If we block it on this side of the door, we can just remove it when we're done.
Mhm.
Yeah. Chair under the doorknob never fails.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, we got
All right.
this.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay. So you're going to head across the security walkway or go down through the pit to get to the other security room and stairs going down.
I think at this point we can go around the security level because we are posing as an attorney and a doctor.
And Kirk now has the guard gear on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have their passes.
As
Okay.
we, head that way, just quietly out of the corner of my mouth to, sorry, character names. Teresa.
Yeah.
Is it worth throwing the attorney privilege around and demanding to see Mai Zheng and hope one of the guards knows where she is?
I mean, I'm willing to give it a try.
Okay.
I would wait until somebody stops us, and if somebody stops us, I will demand directions.
Okay. Roll me a presence or manipulation plus persuasion. This area, they're all sort of paying closer attention to the pit than they are of the walkways. But you do get to the next security desk, which has the elevator and stairs down to the next level, and you can see a sign saying this level goes down to the I'll make sure I get the name right. Primoris Wing.
Okay.
And security
so
guards are there asking, is there anything they can do to help for the moment? What's going on?
All right. So I approach very much, blustering, say, I'm here to see my client. Apparently, you guys can't keep a secure facility. I demand to see her right away. I'm going to use my manipulation, and my presence is nothing, but so I get my manipulation, but I do get my skilled liar, which gives me 2 enhancement.
Okay.
So, and that is 3 ones on that roll of 4 dice.
Excuse us. Can you first go through the body scanner?
Teresa just sighs, looks at the rest of the crew. Does any of the rest of the crew look like they have any ideas of what we're doing at this point? So otherwise, she's gonna say no and start shooting people. You like see that look in her eye as she's like scanning the rest of the group.
Do I have anything here that could help?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't think I do, tragically.
Yeah, so then she they say, "Can you go through the body scanner?" And she looks around at the group and goes, "No." Pulls out her gun to shoot the guy.
Kirk, roll me a aim plus dexterity, and if you have any bonuses, feel free to use them.
Okay. Just checking to see if I have any. Nope, it's just gonna be my my aim plus dexterity, which is a dice pool of 5.
First draw of combat, when you draw a weapon, you
Oh,
gain
I
a
do.
+1 enhancement.
Correct.
Oh.
So that's 6 successes with my +1 enhancement as I just pull out my pistol and shoot this guy.
Damn.
Yeah. You shoot both of the guys there, and
Okay.
the guards are just slumped over on the desk. Blood on the keyboard.
Sheesh.
I look at the rest of the crew. Should we put them in the bathroom too?
These security checkpoints are lethal for these guys. I mean, once we get to a metal detector, oof.
I hate myself for
news.
asking this. Is your pistol suppressed because there were guards on
No.
it? You know?
Yeah, this is where the radio goes off and it's like, we're hearing reports of gunshots. Security team, can you please report in?
I
Those
just
were
look at Ashley.
fireworks.
This is your job.
I think
Oh.
pistols actually are suppressed automatically in
Oh,
Trinity Continuum.
double
I'd
check.
have to double check if they have the
Let me see if
tag.
there's a keyword on here or anything. Silent. It says silent.
There we go.
Yeah, it's silent.
We're
So, yeah.
assassins.
assassins, so that does make sense.
Okay,
My
so there
pistol
is
is silent.
There is no thing about security checking in on
All
that.
right.
There's
if you
also a
drag
thing
them in-
about night vision
Yeah.
on that.
If you drag the bodies into the bathroom, I'll use these handy wet wipes I've been carrying around to wipe down the keyboard so it doesn't look so shady. If
Wow, look
anybody
at
else
that.
wonders why.
I love it when a plan comes together.
We
No
planned this the whole
germs
time.
here.
Cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
There's a reason Agent 42 and Mr. Clean look so similar.
Conspiracy board, like the Charlie Day conspiracy board.
So
Uh,
sorry. Someone did say clear off the keyboard. Are you using the computer?
No, you said that there was blood smeared on the keyboard, so I'm using
Yeah.
my handy wet wipes to make it look like there's not blood on the keyboard.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say you do that expertly.
And then if we can just put the bodies in the bathroom, it'll be like nothing ever happened.
Do you guys want me to look in the computer to see where our target is? Maybe it's in there?
That would be useful. I don't want to go downstairs and then have to come back upstairs after.
Yeah, so we have our heading at least.
pull up a
Yeah.
map and I can find them.
Yeah, do I need to? I don't need to hack anything, I'm sure. It's just.
You would just give me a technology plus intellect roll or enigmas. It's a difficulty 0 with a complication of 2 that they notice someone's accessing a record that shouldn't be accessed right now.
All right. Oops.
What could
While
happen?
you're doing
Another
that,
botch?
we should absolutely grab the IDs off the guys that we just killed. That I just killed.
We are just collecting cards.
I know.
Gotta catch
Okay.
them all. Security cards.
I'm also. Do they just have the taser rifles? Do they have handguns as well?
They have handguns and taser rifles.
Cool. I'm gonna grab a handgun, I guess, because it's easily hideable, and just shove it in a pocket for now.
If history tells us anything, it's not exactly hideable, but in theory, yeah.
Almost like they don't want people to sneak weapons into this facility,
I know, crazy, right?
right?
Alright,
So
3 successes on the computer.
3 successes. You managed to buy off the complication. It does say that the beast Mai is currently being held in the Primoris wing. Primoris wing, and I'll give you information on that. Primoris Wing was designed by Dr. Primoris himself. The Primoris Wing is built to contain the most dangerous inspired. Serial killers and war criminals are kept in highly isolated confinement. So the highest level of security, but also the lowest level of the prison.
Right.
Do we get access to like a map of the floor?
You do get access to where she's being held down there.
Dang.
Yeah. You know where she is, but not necessarily the best way to get there.
There are definitely names of highly prized individuals here, of high-ranking people in the criminal underworld, people who are definitely if you were to like be an expert in, like, there are people in here who definitely should be in here.
Names we recognize for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. The one that jumps out to you is an assassin. There are other people in here for like, yeah, this person set off a bomb in San Paulo and things of that nature, and you're just like, yeah, we don't want this. Like,
Yeah.
we should just focus on mission here.
Teresa kind of just rolls her shoulders. This story is going along swimmingly. Shall we go see my client?
Yep.
Sure, why not?
Do the badges work?
Oh,
Yeah, that's-
before we do, can I make
Yes.
a medicine roll to try and patch Teresa's bullet wound
yeah,
up?
I did get shot, by the way.
It's the adrenaline. It's keeping you going.
Look, I was prepared to be very put out and frustrated regardless, and this just, gives me a good reason. I got shot trying to come see my client. What kind of a facility are you guys running? She's really just like stepping into the character like way too much.
Talking to the dead bodies as if they are alive.
I will just double check something.
No worries. I did roll to see if one of the security guards did have a Prioris level badge, and they did, but only one of them.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yoink.
Okay, yeah, I can. You can. I wasn't sure if you could clear bruised with first aid, but you can. Roll is based on medicine and usually intellect. I'd like to argue for composure or dexterity, but if you would like me to use intellect, that's more than fine too.
Yeah, let's say dexterity, pulling out a bullet.
So that is 8, and I get my reflective facet as an enhancement because of the surgeon mastery. Where's this dice pod gone? There it is. Oh, whoops. It added it as scale. Interesting. Do you want me to re-roll that?
No, narrative scale 1 is correct,
Okay, cool.
because it's a multiplier.
Oh no, it rolled 10 dice. Oh, I put a space between the enhancement. It's up to you. If you want to let it stand, that's fine. I can re-roll it with the proper dice pool.
Re-roll it with the proper dice pool if you.
That's the better dice pool. 3 successes because of enhancement.
Gotcha. So, and this was to heal up the wound?
Yeah,
Managed
to remove the bruise
bandage-
condition.
Yeah, you managed to bandage her up, and you no longer have the bruise condition. You can clear that.
Okay.
Because I think it's only the one bruise you had.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, Teresa, I guess is gonna hand the higher security clearance security guard badge to Kirk, who's dressed like a security guard. You can, act like you're escorting me through because I got shot. That seems pretty plausible, right?
Kirk just nods and badges the card to the reader.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll do as much of the talking as I can. And let's go. Let's go see my client.
The door hydraulically unseals and hisses as it opens. This is definitely a lot more secure than the previous wing of the prison. You go down the stairs, open up the door. And this is where the prison gets a bit crazy. There isn't security guards down here. You see turrets. You see computer terminals on the side. You see effectively a long ass corridor of doors with various green, red, yellow lights on them, spaced out every few 100 feet. As it gets further down, you notice that there is a T section, but at the moment you are in the Prioris wing, and there's a computer terminal next to you.
Okay.
What does it say?
So yeah.
So scanning your badge to the terminal, it says "Welcome to the Prioris wing," and it has sort of like an AI system set up, and it says, "Please state the nature of the visit."
Kirk will type in escorting attorney to client and hit enter.
Number of individuals.
Oh, I thought I was still saying something. They'll type in 4, 1 guard, 1 attorney,
Says
1 medical professional for emergency situation on floor 2, and 1 emergency response from floor 2. And they'll also make a note on that same line. Additional personnel cleared for this floor for emergency response from prior floors.
okay. The computer terminal states scanning. And roll me a technology plus intellect, and I will give you a +3 enhancement because you had stated it pretty well. This is sort of it detecting if you how appropriate it is at the moment.
I'm gonna swipe to momentum just to be safe. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that is a good call here. As long as we clear this, we are exactly what we say we are.
2 momentum, and you said
3 enhancement.
how much enhancement? Yes.
And it is going to be a difficulty 4.
Oh, well, that goes for the momentum. Intellect 2. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. 2 plus 2.
Ooh.
Ugh.
So that's a botch.
That is a botch. Turret activated. Intruder alert.
Oh no.
A
Well-
turret drops down from the ceiling and is pointed right in your direction.
Time to book it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys are running through the corridor trying to get to where Mai is, roll me athletics plus dexterity rolls for dodging, or whatever you can justify for dodging bullet fire.
Would group
okay.
effort count here?
Let's say yes.
Cool. So I'm going to
All right.
spend that inspiration. Who has the best athletics?
So I have 2 dots in athletics and 2 in dexterity, but I do have an edge that's cool under fire. I get an additional dodge when I purchase the stunt dive for cover. I'm not quite sure how we can stack all of that to our best advantage.
Does anybody's pool get over 4? Because I think both you and me have 4 for total.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 dexterity and no athletics. So
No athletics.
Okay, so if I do spend this inspiration, we can all use the 2 athletics at the very least.
Yes.
It's better than 2.
So I will.
Do.
Where's my inspiration? There it is. I will spend that inspiration to activate the mastery. Just check and see if it does anything else. No, it's just when we're working together, we can all use someone else. We can use like the leader's skill in place of our own. To accomplish our stated goal, which I'm assuming is to not get shot.
Yeah, to get
Yes.
to to get to the room, basically.
So I'm now at 7 dice. 8
Gives me
successes.
5.
Mwahaha.
You are right
Wow.
in front of the Mai's isolated chamber. Badge required.
Oh my goodness. That was lucky.
I think I only have the 4, right?
Yeah, because we're using your athletics to do this.
Right.
Okay. So, Minty.
This is about to
you're,
be some ouch.
you're gonna take 2 points of damage as you were like flung across the room by bullet fire. Everyone manages to get to the door. It requires a security badge clearance to get in. And the turret is about to take another more pot shots as you trying to enter into her cell.
I can try to hack it.
Does our security badge that Kirk has open the door?
But Kirk just got shot backwards.
Oh, right. Never mind.
I mean, we could try to grab Kirk and the badge, and drag him over. Or I could try to boop us through. I mean, we're gonna need Kirk anyways. Right.
Redundancy.
Yeah, I
you
think-
try
I
to
think
hack
we
the door
should.
open. I'll dash back and get Kirk.
Yeah. 2 things at the same time. Let's
And-
give it a
All
shot.
right.
And if we're lucky,
Okay.
the turret will fill her cell full of lead. Anyway,
Difficulty 5. Complication 3.
is that to
No.
grab Kirk or to hack the door?
Oh, that's to hack the door. To
Okay.
grab Kurt, difficulty 2.
2 successes.
Managed to grab Kurt just as another hail of bullets go right past his head.
Well, if we've grabbed him, can we swipe his badge rather than hacking the door?
can talk.
Yeah.
You can try. Go for it.
Yeah, let's try that first before I set off any more alarms.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you open the door, it is going to be notified that you have opened the door. This is, if you wish, there is a difficulty of 0 roll to open the door, but a complication of 3 of hacking it so that it doesn't send out a message to security that this door has been activated.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to use some of that botch momentum so that way it gets used somehow.
Yeah. I think I will. All right. So,
I mean, the turrets are already firing at us. I'm not sure we really care that they know we opened the door.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but there is a big difference between like they know something's happened and they know exactly what's happened.
That's fair. Yeah, because that'll tell them exactly where we are as well.
All right, I'll use 2 of the momentums. Hey.
Managed to open up the door. pop it open, and you now have an escape route at the very least to get into her cell.
So
Everyone
Is she in her
piling in.
cell?
yeah, is she in there?
Oh, she is. She is definitely in there. She looking in, you see what is like the most immaculate apartment you could conceive of, as if like it has ornate, like it's a bedroom, it's a kitchen. There's another room off to the side that appears to be like a high class bathroom with like a jacuzzi tub set up.
Hence,
She
hence,
is
hence Josie's "I killed her in the jacuzzi" thing.
yeah.
I was
she's-
wondering.
That was a that was a Barbie a parody. She went and killed like the CEO of a major corporation by knocking her head in on a jacuzzi. But Mai is like in a robe sitting on like a nice lounge couch thing with a glass of wine watching the TV. Looking at security camera footage of you all going through the getting to her room. She says, "Oh, hello."
I would rather not step in because I don't want to get locked in here with her. I would rather just, stand in the doorway and start shooting.
Yeah, see,
Full auto.
this is why, like, this is mostly why I took group effort, actually, because I could spend another inspiration and we can all use your aim skill.
Are we gonna get shot by the turret though if we stand here?
Probably, but I
Probably,
would
but-
rather get shot by the turret than get locked in to a cell that we can't get
If
out
we
of.
all just at once, and then she's dead.
Yeah,
Deal with the turret after that.
getting out's its own problem and or
Yep.
She
actual
has no
play.
Right.
weapons.
That's a
She's
later
just-
problem.
She's holding a bottle of wine, being like, "Oh,
Yeah, but she's probably inspired, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, total." She's an assassin.
so yeah, I'll spend that inspiration so that we can all use Teresa's aim, which I think you said was 3.
3, yeah.
Nice.
What skill would you like, Corbin? Attribute, sorry.
Sorry, aim plus dexterity. If you're all
Fantastic.
shooting. Because I remember everyone picked up guns.
Mhm.
We all have
Specifically
guns.
why I did.
Hmm.
Her defense is pretty high.
Well,
I got 5 successes.
Yeah.
I only got 1.
Me too.
I got 2.
She's going to take a shot in the shoulder as she flies over the couch for cover. She is going to throw a wine bottle at you all, and it is at this point you notice that there is a flame coming off the top of it.
Oh.
Of course.
And everyone roll me stamina checks. I am not familiar with how grenades go in this system, but I am.
That's probably just a shockwave tag.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Wait, did I
use that.
succeed? Oh my god. 1 success on my 1 die.
1 success on my 2 dice.
I mean, we all got 1.
Everyone got 1?
Yep.
Oh god. Okay. So she throws the Molotov, and like it hits on the side, but like outside into the hallway, and misses you guys all completely, and just sort of like, you know what? As it was going through the air, the flame went out. She's like, that's not what a highly trained assassin should have been doing. I just want to retire. That's why I'm here. And she'll pass the initiative to Ashley.
Okay, so fun fact. Group effort applies until we finish the goal.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm just going to
Shoot her
shoot again.
again. Yeah, shoot her
Thanks.
again.
With the quippy one-liner, and like, because it just seems like a situation that calls for a one-liner, and I've got that look on my face where I know this is, to use modern vernacular, cringe to say it, but it's just like a really half-hearted, "We're here to retire you," 4 successes.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
I mean, I'm not. It's clinical with Ashley. It's just there's no overkill. It is just is there like a logo on the robe?
Yeah, there's a her initials or the
Straight
beast.
straight through the monogram.
Yeah,
It'll make
she
a
is.
great story when I write
She
it.
falls back into a bloody butterfly ooze of pool of blood as she is taken out. It is now time to escape. How are you all doing that? And I know we have only 5 minutes left.
So, here's a question. Can we shoot the turret? Is it within range that we could, spin around and shoot the turret now that she's dead?
Totally, and I would just give it to you guys that the turret will be destroyed, but you still have to escape.
All right. I mean, I don't have a
There's
plan other than
a
run
back
for it.
door, just like in the Skyrim underground quests. When you get to the end.
So if we can get back to the computer terminal where we locked down the elevator, we should be able to unlock the elevator, and we'll be the only ones who have access to it. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can just elevator out and run.
One
Yeah.
more heck and hack.
Yeah, I
Good.
believe in you.
Roll me. It is only a difficulty 2 down here because you did hack it prior. Technology. Use up all your momentum if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teresa's taking notes for the novel. Hey, that's nice.
Elevator comes screeching to a halt on your floor. Looking around, you see the devastation lie before you as you go. You can feel the G-forces pull you down as you empty out into the derelict, the decommissioned holding facility on the ground floor, on the top floor, rather. And the old security guard is looking at all of you as you come out, bloodied and battered, and he says, "So how was your first day?" And that's the end of that.
Awesome.
Thank you, folks.
We made it.
Made it. It was touch and go there for a bit.
Yeah, I was a little worried about us for a while there.
Man, got a little hairy there. That was exciting.
I rolled 10 dice for her throwing that Molotov, and I got one success.
Oh
ouch.
no.
Yeah, that's that moment where she just like looks at what happened and goes, "Oh,
Son of a bitch."
But yeah, let's quickly sign off, and we'll go in the reverse order from before. Rachel, where
Yeah.
can people find
Hey.
you?
So hi, I'm Rachel. You can find me online at Rachel Writes Things, or rachelwritesthings.com. I played Teresa, and it's been a blast. Thank you.
Awesome. And Bliss.
Hello, I'm Bliss Steele. If you are over 18, you can find me at blisssteele.com. At Bliss Steele pretty much everywhere. And yeah.
Awesome. And Mint.
Hi everyone, I'm Matibo. I have had the pleasure of playing Kirk. I had a blast here today. If you're over 18, you can find me on Discord. You can find me on Blue Sky. You're not going to find me on Twitter anymore. You might find my old profile, but I don't use it. And I'm just happy to be here and happy to have played with a wonderful crew and storyteller.
And
And Ryan.
And I'm Ryan. I'm Comrade Bubbles on not Twitter, on Twitch. Blue Sky, Moonbeam. The moonlitlibrary.card.co is my website with my portfolio and all my relevant links. And it was a blast playing Trinity Continuum Assassins with these fine people.
Awesome. And you can find me, the Awkward GM Corbin, on YouTube at the Awkward GM Corbin. And if you wish to check out the Bloody Burrows PDF where this comes from, I am posting a link in chat, affiliate link. I really enjoyed working on it, and the Mercer Vault was one of my creations, which I had a blast writing in. I hope everyone enjoyed experiencing the craziness that can come across with this book. Highly recommend it. You can find stuff like various organizations such as librarian assassins, and I'm probably only going to talk about a few things. You can find library assassins, the non grata, who are people who work for the evil anathema assassins and stuff like that. And we had just taken out an anathema assassin here as well. Thank you all for watching, and we will go to pre-roll and then raid into Onyx Path, I'm assuming.
There's actually no panel on right now. I was just checking that.
There isn't. That's crazy. That can't be right.
Do we get to rest?
I mean, you do.
I'm
I'm back here in half an hour for Silent Hero. But also,
they're running What's Up with Onyx Path right now.
it ends at 1:30, which I believe it's
no.
1:30 Eastern.
Yeah, it is, in fact.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'll send the raid over, obviously, but
Yeah.
the panel will probably be finishing.
All right. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon, all y'all. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.